this week that the sanctions would result in significant shifts in the market in Germany, which could extend through the whole supply chain. There's a threat of supply bottlenecks in raw aluminum and aluminum oxide, and of price increases, it said, demanding a rapid political solution and exemptions for European importers. Meanwhile, Merkel's spokesman said the government, at all working levels, will point out where the interests of German companies have been affected and make it clear where there are concerns and where we see undesirable consequences. Needless to say, it would be delightfully ironic if Trump's relationship with Europe deteriorates further because a U.S. president, who's effectively a Russian operative according to the Democratic lawsuit filed on Friday, refuses to concede on European demands to ease back on Russian sanctions, in the process plunging Europe into recession. Those tin horns hating the whore. And this brings me to Obadiah 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The nations of the EU, the men that are at peace with thee, have deceived thee, which we're seeing now because Europe, the EU's always been an ally with the US, but they do business with the Russians, and they try to keep it not at the forefront because they want to look like good allies to the U.S., but as things start getting tighter and tighter, they're going to start going more and more behind the U.S.'s back to do business with the U.S.'s enemies, as well as become allies in the end during World War III with the U.S.'s enemies, and prevailed against thee. This is when they completely turn against the U.S. and shoot their nuclear missiles onto the U.S. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee, and that bread they've been eating is all the money that NATO has received from the U.S. to keep it built up, and other economic incentives. But with the U.S. getting more and more hostile towards Russia, and with those sanctions against Russia, the EU is starting to lose money through their economic industries and businesses and such. So of course they're going to lay that wound under the U.S. and eventually turn against it. There's none understanding in him. So as you can see, brothers, prophecy is coming to pass more and more with each day, and though we're not to the complete fulfillment of these prophecies yet, we're almost there. So we just got to keep pushing these videos and keep pushing that vibration to end this wicked captivity. So with this video, I hope you brothers were edified. Baba Ball, until next time, Shalom.